Hey everybody, this video is going to talk about even and odd functions, problem type 1. Before we go ahead and do this problem, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what even and odd functions are. An even function is when the function is symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Okay, so that's when we plug in a negative x and we get the same function out. If you remember from our testing symmetry topic. Okay, so that is even functions. Here we can see an example of an even function, because if we draw a line here and we fold the paper in half, we can see how this graph is going to land right on itself. So it is symmetric with respect to the y-axis, so it's an even function. An odd function is symmetric with respect to the origin. So that means if we plug in negative x, we get the negative of the function out. What does that look like? Here we can see a problem that is symmetric with respect to the origin, because if we were to cut down the y-axis and rotate this entire half 180 degrees, it would land on top of itself. So this is an odd function because it's symmetric with respect to the origin. Now let's look at our problem. For this one, what symmetry is this? If I drew a line down the y-axis and folded it over, they wouldn't lie on each other. So it is not even. But if I rotated it 180 degrees, it would land on itself, so that is an odd. For function s, there's a line down the middle, folded on top. Oh, it lands on itself. Even. Y-axis symmetry means even. Remember? Origin symmetry means odd. Now what about for g of x? It's not a graph, right? So let's go ahead and plug in negative x. That's going to be 3 times negative x to the 4th minus 2 times negative x to the 3rd. Now a negative raised to the 4th power becomes positive, so this stays the same. However, a negative raised to an odd power, or to 3, changes the sign. So this becomes plus 2x cubed instead of minus. So g of negative x, does not equal the function, and g of negative x does not equal negative of the function. So this one is neither. What about h of x? Let's plug in negative x. This becomes negative 2x cubed. And that equals negative h of x. So in this case, it is symmetric about the origin, so it is an odd function. That is even and odd functions.